Huge shout outs to my friend Lemon for editing this video. All his links will be in the description below. Go follow him.
With this pandemic going around, I can't go outside. And there's nothing to do indoors. There's no mask that doesn't even fit me. There's no mask that fits me. What do you mean I have a huge backlog? Oh.
Backlogs. This is something almost everyone into gaming has to go through, and obviously it can be a pretty big obstacle to go through when you just want to pick up a new game and play it and shit. But then there's the last game you bought last week, but then there's a new game coming out tomorrow that you've been really looking forward to, and yeah, I'm pretty sure you get the deal by now on how this problem even gets started. My inspiration on even consider making this video lies upon a little challenge me and my friend are doing for the new year. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably already know about this challenge. You see, we both realized that we have been slacking on beating games as of late. Like last year, I beat around 20 games and he beat around 17. Because we're either too lazy to play games or too busy playing multiplayer games such as Valorant and Fortnite, or in some cases just too sad to play any game or to talk to anyone because of a crippling sadness that it's even hard to even just get out of bed. This challenge though has given me a new outlook on my backlog. You see, I also love collecting games, so every time there's a new game coming out, I usually just buy it day one just to have it in my hands already so I can just look at the box, I guess. This has led to multiple games that I have in my collection, and I haven't even decided to unwrap the fucking plastic off of it. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this problem, and have at least a couple of games on your backlog that you still need to complete. I know I do. So here I am to help you fix this problem, even though I'm probably the least qualified person to do this, to help you minimize that backlog of yours to a lot of games, and maybe a few games you still need to complete. I don't know. So here's the first piece of advice I can give you. Don't buy so many games. If anything, wait to complete your last game that you just purchased before actually heading over to your local GameStop or Best Buy or wherever the fuck you buy games and buying another game before actually beating your previous one. Otherwise, that's where your backlog really starts to show. Because this habit, and yes, this is a habit, will continue. And then you'll end up like me, with a pile of games that you don't even know what to do with because you have so little time already to do anything that it'll take you a few months at least to even scratch any little thing in this pile of growing ass games. The next piece of advice is know that you don't have to beat every game you have. See, sometimes here and there you end up with a game that you really didn't like playing through. So honestly, I know it might be a little too obvious, but don't force yourself to push through the game because this will really affect your motivation and even your love of gaming. Imagine having to sit through hours of a game you don't even want to play. That'll just lead to putting it off. In all honesty, just don't beat it. Not every game is for you. You just gotta accept that. This one especially hits me hard because I forced myself to play through the entirety of Sonic Boom. And besides the bugs and glitches and that horrendous pile of no good garbage, I overall just thought it was a boring game and I would put it off. But I ended up beating it anyway. But imagine all the other games I could have gone through without having to put myself through that horrendous, awful garbage. Finally, just make time for playing games. I know this one might be the most obvious out of the three, but just set some time for yourself and have fun with it. You gotta remember that gaming is a hobby, not a chore. So just have fun and play the games you want to play and go through the stories that you want to go through. Don't force it and just give yourself some time to get through it. Even if it's just for maybe like 5 hours a week, at least you're putting your time in it. Just take your time and enjoy the game. Because you gotta remember that you gotta put in the time to do these things. Gaming is a very, very time-consuming hobby and a very expensive one at that. So at this point, you're trying to figure out how to enjoy these things and also not spend so much darn money. So you gotta remember that you gotta put in the time, and you, most importantly, gotta put in yourself into these games and enjoy them wholeheartedly. As for me and my pile of heaping goddamn games, I managed to put somewhat of a dent on my backlog. Well, not really, because another thing that really messes up your backlog are sales. Yes, these sales, the ones that really mess up the flow of your progression. You ever wanted to try out the Yakuza series? Well, now you can, because Steam has the fucking game for like $5. And no, this isn't just a Steam thing. No, this is almost on every platform. Well, except Nintendo. You're lucky to see even like their first party games to go down even $20. But any other game, ooh boy, sale upon sale upon sale. This of course incites a player to go out and try new games that they otherwise just are too hesitant to dip full price on. I mean, look at my Steam page and all the games I haven't played just to get a good price on them. Well, ignore that one. My point still stands on these sales. These are the number one thing that completely ruins your progression on your backlog. I mean, well, I know that's my number one thing. Honestly, I can't blame people for going in. I mean, you save a lot of money. And I mean, well, eventually you're able to get into some new series for a very, very low price without spending at least maybe $60 on a AAA title. You gotta eventually learn to look the other way on these sales. Otherwise, you'll just keep adding games to your collection that you'll probably never get to because you still need to beat your damn copy of Adventures of Pip. So trust me, just try and look the other way. But if you can't, I don't blame you on these sales. I mean, these are pretty damn good. I mean, look at these sales. Look at them. And the spring sales are coming soon. Moving along from sales and stuff, and finally back to our horrible backlogs, I do feel like another thing that does help are sorting maybe around 6 games off to the side that you know you want to beat eventually, and just start playing one at a time, invest your time on them. Don't even rush it, just go through them and play them the way you want to play. Even if you want to go for that 100%, go for it. Remember, you can't rush these things. When you're done with those 6 games, just pull out 6 more that you've been wanting to play, and boom, I feel like that would be a good habit to start off, and it would take off a good load off your backlog. When it comes to your backlog, you have to realize that backlogs will kind of always be a part of being a gamer. I mean, again, look at my backlog. Pretty bad, right? I mean, I'm one guy. I don't think I'll ever be able to get through all these games, but that doesn't mean that I'll be able to enjoy and get through the ones I really do want to play. And I guess that's just the reality of being into this hobby. Just a never endless of media to consume. I mean, a guy who's into movies won't ever watch every movie and get through them all. That's just kind of the reality of things. And it's just kind of never ending. So don't beat yourself up if your backlog is huge. Just get through them. Enjoy the games you play. That's the best piece of advice I can give you all. That, and just don't play games. I don't know, honestly. Just get out, escape this hobby.
Really, don't beat yourself up on it. You saw my backlog and I still have a shit ton of games in my closet. So really, just do your best on handling it. And trust me, eventually it'll get done. Not really, because gaming is a fucking form of media and there's millions of games out there. So really, just good luck, honestly. What do you mean I still have to beat God of War? I don't even like that game.